A very good afternoon to one and all. Today let us discuss our second lab program, and prior to the implementation let us understand the problem definition. Design, develop and implement a program in C for the following operations on strings. First operation is we need to read a main string, then we need to read pattern string, and finally we need to read a replacing string. Second operation is we need to perform pattern matching operation, that is nothing but we need to find our pattern string in a main string. Suppose pattern is present in your main string, then we need to replace such occurrences by replacing string. Again, one important thing we need to understand here, it need not be same the length of pattern as well as the length of replacing string. Both may have different number of characters. And repost suitable messages in case pattern does not exist in a main string. Support the program with functions for each of the above operations and don't use built-in functions. Let us understand first what is string. Strings are actually one-dimensional array of characters terminated by a null character. Thus, a null terminated string contains the characters that comprise the string followed by a null. As we have studied in our classrooms, string is nothing but a sequence of characters, and also we have studied that to understand the termination of every string, we need to append a null character /0 at the end of string. And again, to understand this particular program, first let us understand by taking an example how we can frame our logic. As per the problem statement, it is clearly stated that we need to read a main string, that is BGMIT, and then we need to read pattern string, and in this example my pattern which I am going to search is GM. Suppose GM is part of my main string BGMIT, then I am going to replace GM by AJ, that is my replacing string. In my given example, here both pattern and replacing string contains the length of these strings as 2. But generally, it is not necessary that size of the pattern string and size of the replacing string should match. It may vary. As we have stated, whenever we represent the string in an array format, always every string ends with /0. Hence, in pictorial diagram, if you observe, I have depicted and each index value contains a different characters. After BGMIT, I have displayed /0 in the 5th index of our array. And again, before I show rest of the tracing program trace, let us understand how we can perform these operations on string. First, we need to search our pattern in the main string, and to do that, and again we need to understand one more thing: the entire pattern should be present in your main string. So to do that, we will be making use of loops, and we will compare each character of our pattern string to a main string. And suppose if it matches the first character in your string content, then consecutively we will take next character from pattern, and immediately in your main string also that next pattern or the next character should be present. It means, in case of our example, we have taken pattern as GM. When we compare our main string initially with B and G, match is failed. So simply I move the index of main string, but I am not going to change the index value of pattern string. After that, in second operation, from main string we got G, and from pattern string again we got G, both are matching. After this, I am going to increase the index value of main string as well as pattern string. And next, in this example, from main string we are getting M, and from pattern string we are getting M. Both are matched. And again I am incrementing the value of both the indexes, and now pattern string reached to null. When pattern string is reached to null, that is the indication that our pattern is present in our main string. Now it is the responsibility of us to replace that pattern string by replacing string. To do that, what we will do is, we will be holding the second position in some temporary variable, and from that position we will be simply copying all the characters one by one to a main string, and from the substring where it ends, from that position whatever rest elements are present, again we are copying to the replaced string. That's how we finally get replacing string. And again assume that instead of my pattern string as GM, if it is GB. Now when we compare first character of string and first character of pattern, it will not be same, because first character is B and next character is G, so there is no match. So only main string index value will be incremented. After that, both G, G are matching, and then we are incrementing index value of string as well as pattern. In our main string we got M, and assume that instead of M here, suppose if we have B, then there is no match. Again match failed. If so, we need to again reset our pattern index to 0th position, because the entire pattern is not found in your main string. So when you are searching further, we should reset the value of index to a 0. So these points we need to consider. And before we understand the tracing of how string match function works, first let us understand program and then we will come back to this document. As we know, we need 4 array, 1 to hold main string, next one to hold pattern, third string to hold replacing pattern, and fourth array to return after replacing all pattern with replacing strings. Whatever string or final string you will get, that will be stored in answer. As we have declared size of our main string as well as answer string are having capacity of holding 100 characters, and other two arrays, that is pattern and replacing string, are capable to hold 50 characters. Integer type I, J, C, M, K, and initially the flag value is initialized to 0, and again if you observe, all these variables are declared globally. It indicates that I can make use of these variables throughout my program. And now let us write one function where we will check whether pattern is part of our main string or not. If it is part of our main string, then replace such pattern by replacing string and store the entire string to a answer string. Initially, I would like to initialize the index value of I, M, C and J to a 0. And we know that we need to traverse all the characters which are present in our main string. To do that, and also we know that the termination of string will be indicated by /0. Hence, until and unless I reach to /0, I want my while loop to be executed repeatedly. After that, as I have stated, I need to compare character by character, that is a first character present in our pattern string with a main string character. As M and I are initialized to 0, so I am comparing if string of M equal to pattern of I. As in our example, we have taken BGMIT as a main string and pattern as a GM and replacing pattern as a AJ. Assume we have initialized these values to a string, pattern as well as replacing string. When the value of M is equal to 0 and I is equal to 0, and when I extract first character from our main string, so I will get B, and from pattern string I will get G. Here both B and G are not same, so in that case it will jump to else part. So if it is not equal to same, then simply I am copying my first character of main string to a answer string. And now I can increment only J and C. Reason behind that is we have stored a main string character to a answer string, and index is used for main string and answer string are C and J. Hence, we need to move to the next character for both the string. Hence, I have incremented J++ C++. Now, I have initialized my new m value to a C and I equal to 0, because I is with respect to pattern, and again pattern should point to 0th position only, because it is not matched yet. Again it will come to while and string of C. Now C is incremented from 0 to 1. Now string of 1 is again not equal to /0 because it is equal to G. And pattern of I is not incremented. Again I is reinitialized to 0 only. So pattern of 0 is also equal to G. So in that case it will increment both I and M. So now the value of M becomes 2 and I becomes 1. Again here you are checking, suppose pattern of I is reached to /0. No, it is not yet reached to /0. After incrementing the value of I, now pattern of I is 1 and pattern of 1 is having character M. So it is not 0 means it will not execute if block, and again it will come to while. Now both M and I are incremented. So now the value of M is pointing at 2. So string of 2 is nothing but character M. And pattern of 1 is also M. Again both are matched. It will go to the if block. Now the value of I as well as the value of M are incremented. Now the value of M is 3 and the value of I is 2. Now when I check for pattern of 2, yes, pattern of 2 is containing /0, hence it matches the condition. This indicates that when pattern of I double equal to /0, when it reaches to this condition and when this condition becomes true, this is the indication that your pattern is present in your main string. Initially I am assuming flag equal to 0, that means I have started my search with assumption of pattern is not present in our main string, but my assumption got failed and now pattern is present in my string. Hence I am changing the value of flag from 0 to 1. As I have stated, once you found string, we need to replace that string content by replacing string. In our example, our replacing string is AJ and we need to replace AJ by GM by AJ. To do that, if you observe here, I am using for the first time the index k. For k equal to 0, replace of k is not equal to /0 until and unless it reaches to end of the replace string. I need to perform this for loop and simultaneously I am incrementing the index values of k and j. Because j I am using with respect to answer and k I am using with respect to replacing string. Simply I am copying the content of replacing string to a main string. And now answer of j for the first time copied a, and a is overwritten in your main string by g. G is overwritten by a and m is overwritten by j. And after that your replacing string reached to null of the null character, means end of the string, it reached to end of the string. Hence for loop terminates. Once for loop terminates, again I am initializing the value of I equal to 0, because there is a possibility that your main string may contain multiple patterns. So in such scenario we need to replace all patterns by our replacing string. To continue that search, I am again reinitializing the value of I equal to 0. And yes, we have copied our replacing string to a answer string, and again we need to start reading our main string from the position m. So hence I am saying c equal to m. Next it will read a next character, and our next character is I. Again it is comparing with pattern of I. It is not same, it will skip, it will come to else part, it will copy your character or main string character to a answer string, and it will increment the value of j and c. Again same procedure as I have explained. The value of m will be updated by the index value of c, and again I am reinitializing my pattern index to a 0. Again it will check while condition. Finally it is not yet reached to /0, and again it is t. So t is not equal to your pattern first string, that is g. So hence again it fails, it will come to else part. Directly t is copied to answer, j value, c value is incremented, again m is updated to the index value of c, and the value of I is assigned to 0. Now the value of string is reached to /0. Hence while loop terminates. After that we need to initialize /0 explicitly to the answer string also. Hence here I am saying answer of j equal to /0. Here this is the logic for replacing string. Again I will brief how this function is implemented. First we are going to search character by character from main string and from pattern string. If all the characters of pattern is found in a main string, then your pattern string will reach to /0. When your pattern string reaches to null character, that is the indication that your pattern is found in your main string. And prior to that, suppose the characters which we have extracted from main string are not matching with pattern string, simply we need to copy such characters directly to a answer string. And once assume that your pattern is found, then you need to replace your pattern position by replacing content. So for that you will initialize all replacing content to a directly answer string, and again you need to start your loop from m, and the position of m will be updated in C, and your main string will start its search for next available pattern. If pattern is present one more time in your main string, again the same procedure, replacing pattern will takes place, and the process will continue until and unless you traverse your main string. Once your main string reaches to null character, that is the indication that you have searched the entire string. Wherever pattern is found, you simply replace that with replacing string with the help of this for loop and initialization of replacing string to a answer string. Wherever it is not matching the main string content and pattern string content are not same, in that case directly you are copying main string to a pattern answer string. So this is the main logic behind your search and replace. And in main function, as we know, we need to read main string, so that I will be storing it in str, and again I will ask user to enter pattern string. I will store that in pattern string, and I am using getS function to do all these things, because in class I have clearly discussed the drawback of scanf, because whenever you are reading string with the help of scanf, scanf will terminate if there is a white space between two words or characters. Suppose if you want to read a line, then you may have n number of white spaces. You may not wish to read only first word of that line. Hence, to overcome that drawback, I am making use of getS function. And after that I will call string match, and again all these variables str, pat and rep are globally defined. Hence, it is not necessary for us to pass any of these strings to my function, that is string match, because in string match I can directly extract that information as they have defined globally. And once I call string match, I will check the value of flag. Again flag is also declared globally, and we came to know that after observing logic, we came to know that the flag value will be equal to 1 if and only if pattern is found in main string. So hence the resultant string is /n%s. I am displaying my answer string. Suppose flag value is not changed, that indicates that pattern is not found in main string. Hence I am printing pattern string not found. So let us, I have already traced the program while explaining, but still pictorially we will see. I have taken BGMIT as a main string, pattern as a GM, and again it is terminated with /0, and replace string as rep, and again replacing string is also terminated as a /0. To demonstrate example, my main string will be BGMIT, pattern as a GM, and replacing string as a AJ. As I have stated, we need to traverse entire string. For that I am making use of while loop. and I am reading character by character from my main string until and unless my string reaches to /0. I need to repeat the loop. When I am extracting my main string first character and pattern string first character, I will get B and G, but if condition got failed because both are not same. Hence, simply I am copying my main string character B to a answer, and if you observe here, now the index of answer is 0 and I am copying B to that. And again here I have reset the value of I is equal to 0. And again when it comes to while loop, it will go to the next character, and now I have received G from main string, and again the pattern string we need to start with 0th character only. So in pattern 0 I found G. Here if condition is satisfied because both string of 1 and pattern of 0 are matching. Now I am incrementing the index value of main string as well as the index value of pattern, and when I extract both character, again both characters it is matched, and then I am incrementing both I as well as C. Now pattern is reached to /0, that indicates that your main string contains your pattern string. So now we need to replace the content of replacing string by pattern. So hence if you observe, we have not yet stored anything in answer, only we have stored in answer string B. After that, if you observe here, now answer of 1 equal to replace of 0 because we are using for loop. Here now the value of j is equal to 1 and k is 0, hence replace of 0 is nothing but a is copied to the answer, and that a is stored in the index value 1 of your answer string. And again j you are copying at the index of answer 2, and after that your replacing string reached to null value. Now again we need to go back to your main string. Main string is not yet reached to /0. Now it is pointing to I, and again the pattern index I is reinitialized to 0. So when I extract a character from main string, I will receive I. At the same time when I extract a pattern character, I will get G. Again if condition is not same, I and G both are not same, hence if condition failed. Whenever condition fails, directly we are copying the content of string to answer. So hence answer of j, that is answer of 3 equal to I. Similarly, when we read a next character from string, we will get T, and when I read first character from pattern, it is G. Again both characters are not same, hence if condition failed here. Whenever condition fails, simply we need to copy the character extracted from main string to answer string. Hence we are saying answer of 4 equal to T. So after replacing, now your main string is reached to null, so while loop is terminated. After while loop is terminated, we need to end your replacing string by /0, hence explicitly I am initializing answer of 5 equal to /0. After replacing your pattern with replacing string, the output looks like BAJIT. I hope you understood second program. If you face any problems or if you have any doubts, even after seeing this video, you can please approach me. Thank you.